All right, I got this story, guys. I got to tell you. It's been on my mind for a little while, and I remember it. This stupid phone. I tell you what, today is going to be that kind of day. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, and with all this noise that they're creating today on this job, I got to tell the story. Okay, and I don't know where it comes from. I didn't make up the story. I think I heard it in the Catholic Church when I was in first and second grade, because I basically refused to go to school in the second grade, so I stayed back in the second grade. I went to public school. I don't know if I repeated second in public or I repeated second in the Catholic church, in the Catholic school. But either way, okay, I'm a troubled child, and I'm a troubled old man. Okay, so the story goes. It's about worms. Okay, the story's, I don't know what kind of worm we call it. I think they were actually inchworms, okay, or something like that. But I don't know why I remember stuff like that. I can't remember people's names they told me today, but today I can remember from my second grade class or whatever. I think that's where it came from. But these two worms are crawling down the road. All of a sudden you see this big, massive pile of worms, and it goes all the way up through the clouds. They're like, oh wow, what's that? And sorry if I can't look at the phone, it's gonna bounce all over the place, and I apologize. It's gonna be a horrible video. I'll get better someday, but right now this is how I gotta do it. And I can't show nothing. There's big secrets over here, yeah, big secret. Ancient Chinese secret. So I'm a real wise guy today too. The story goes, these two worms are walking down the road. All of a sudden they see this big mountain of worms all piled up, like kind of in a cone shape going all the way up through the clouds. They're like, oh, what's that? So they ask another worm that's about ready to crawl. Oh, they're trying to get to the top. Well, what's at the top? I don't know, but everybody's trying to get up there. They're all trying to crawl up there. There's something up there they all want to get to, or they want to see, or something. I don't know. I'm going to go now. So these three worms, I think, get together. And they start crawling, weaving up, crawling over and over on top of each other, and weaving through each other, and squirming through each other, and all this stuff. And they're getting up to the levels, and one worm looks down, and he's a little bit afraid of heights, so he's like, guys, I think I'm going to turn back. And I'm kind of all set, but if I ever run into you, I'll ask you what was up there, But I'm going to turn back, and I'm just going to go on my merry way, and best of luck to you. So, and I'm not trying to steal the story. If anybody knows the story, please tell me. I've been looking everywhere for this thing, and I've got my head in a shoebox. You know what I mean? So I've been kind of looking online and everything. I don't know where this story is. So the two worms go up. They start crawling up, and they're helping each other out to keep climbing. Almost like they climbed Mount Everest. Kind of as a little bit of a team. And I think at one point in the story they get a little competitive, and they start kind of trying to stop each other because they're getting close to the top, And I think one worm wins over the other worm, and he finally gets to the top of the top of the top. He's the top worm on the top of the worm pile, right? Up over the clouds. And he looks around, and all he sees is the top of the clouds and just all sky. There's nothing up there but just more of what he saw below the clouds, Well, he had rain below the clouds and stuff, but I mean, they're basically the same stuff. So all these worms are clamming and clawing, trying to get to the top, and they're crawling on top of each other and crawling through each other, and trying to not help the other one, trying to get ahead of the other one, all this kind of stuff. Where the story's going. It's against the fiat system. And all of a sudden, that worm that gets to the top, he gets all kind of sad, everybody's piled on top of this, and nobody's going nowhere. And hold on, I gotta land, and then I can talk for a second, then I'm on my own again. They think I'm going crazy. So, the worm starts crawling down, and they're asking, oh, what'd you see? What'd you see? He goes, I didn't see anything. He goes, well, I'm going up anyways. You must have missed it, right? So they're all kind of, they back talking. And I'll use the word sass mouthing each other, because I was told I was sass mouthing somebody like I'm a 2-year-old comical. I don't sass mouth, I Weisenheimer. So he's crawling down, and everybody's asking on the way down. He's kind of not happy because wasn't satisfied when he got to the top. He said there was nothing there, and so he gets down to the bottom. I think his friend gets down to the bottom because he didn't go all the way up with him. He ended up turning back, and so he kind of had, maybe he may have had a falling out with the friend. I don't know, but he got to the top and he told his friend. And he's like, I didn't see nothing. He goes, I went up there and there was nothing but just sky and just that's it. I saw the top of the clouds. That was it. There was nothing more than just sky. So I came back down because you can't walk on the clouds, obviously, whatever the story went with that. Like I said, I'm hacking the story, so I ended up running into that other worm that ended early on and just went on his life and just went and enjoyed what he knew. Just enjoyed walking on the earth and doing all that kind of stuff. And he said, "Oh, what'd you see when you got up there? What was up there?" There was nothing. It was just open sky for as far as like when there's no clouds in the sky, it's just blue sky, So he said it was a whole big waste of time. So what I'm trying to get at with this story is with this fiat system, they got us chasing an endless rainbow. There is no gold at the end of the rainbow. And guess what? In the book of God, you come into the earth with nothing, you leave with nothing. So why are you even chasing gold other than your basic needs? I mean, to have a few ounces, I guess, as an experience would be good. But these guys are amassing hundreds of ounces of gold for what? At the end of the day, everything's going down to zero. God gave you seed in every plant for free. I mean, you got to pay for one, and after that you can grow your own stuff. Oh, but they've GMO'd and they've altered the seeds and all the. They can't alter what God's done. Nice try. They can alter for maybe a planting or two, but God ain't allowing it to go much past that. So you got to realize that. And cheap RV living. I like his philosophy on some stuff. I don't know that he's a believer in the Lord like I am, so I'm not going to say to that extent. You got to take everybody at a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Even me, you got to prove what I'm saying. You got to decide for yourself if this is for you or if this is not for you. I'm not trying to talk you into it. I'm just telling you, I'm hook, line, and sinker with Jesus Christ. And what I see as far as this system goes, this system is the devil, and that guy on those RV channels and all that, he says the same thing. You gotta learn to be happy with what you have. You have your basic needs met. You're taken care of. After that is all blessing, and blessings are temporary. God giveth and God taketh. Okay. And when you abuse your blessing, He'll take them away from you. So my late wife and I don't think we really had a handle on relationships, both of us. I don't think I'm going for number 3 of any type. I'll be honest with you. I'm not good at it, so I'm just going to stay out of it. It's not my thing. I like talking, but when it gets into that permissionary status of you got to factor in the other person, it gets a little tough because I might change my mind on a whim. I might change my mind and want to go to a whole different direction on something. Now I got to get permission. We got to sell this. We got to buy that, and it just gets a little mundane and drawn out, So I'm kind of, thank God for the Bible, because I can say, well, that's all for procreation. So I'm all done with the procreation part of my life, so I can move on. I'm misusing it, of course. I'm being a wise guy, but it just gets to a point in your life where you just realize that, I want to enjoy the journey. Like these guys, they're all hustling, A to B, A to B, A to B. How fast you go A to B, A to B, A to B. What about the space between A and B? I mean, the journey, I mean, you gotta enjoy where you're at, where you're going. Like I said, yeah, this job's annoying because everybody wants to hustle. They're all young, they're all dumb, and I'm not going to say the other part of it as a heathen. They're full of BS. That's, I'll leave it at that. You know, they don't realize that I've already gone through what they're all I'm watching them, and I'm like, I was like that. This is like the one saying, like, you were what they're doing. You were full of piss and vinegar. You had a mouth and a half on you. Now I only have half a mouth, and this guy can't handle my half a mouth. He should have seen me back in the day. Ooh, you know, it was a horror show. But you gotta realize that. Look around. You're hustling from job to home to job to home. I mean, I'm working 12-hour days. I'm going home. I'm cooking a meal, washing up, and I'm going to bed. I'm done. I might pop in a movie, and the movie's gonna watch me. I ain't even watching the movie. You know. Life is abundant. The world is abundant, and the God has always provided. He will not provide your way. He will provide His way, and His way only. He will not. He'll give you those 5 cars. He'll give you a big boobed wife. Okay, so it'll be, you know, or the you know, Fabio husband. You know, he'll give you whatever you want. But are you going to want what He gives you once you beg for it? Because if you're asking outside of His blessing, He'll bless you with it, but you ain't going to be happy with it. And I want to think that maybe the story of Job, because he had one, you know, he believed in God and all that. But I want to say, and I might be wrong, please read it out for yourself. You know, Job may have had some pride in him. Maybe he had some pride in him, because he was a man of God and he let everybody know he was. And although he was solid with God, God knew He could test him to that point. And are you ready to be tested by God? You're already being tested by Satan. Satan's running you through the ringer right now. As we speak, Satan's running you through that ringer, promising you endless dreams that he's going to rip out from under your he's going to cap you at the knees every time you get close to that dream that God doesn't want you to have. Okay? Sorry, I'm talking over my water bottle again. But, you know, you got to realize what this real system's about. And I understand you have needs. We have wants and needs. There's things we need. There's, you have your thing you like donating to. You have your cause of your life. You know, the thing that would really bring you joy in life. What is that item? Because God put that in you. And I don't mean the sin, okay? The sin the devil put in you. Remember, the devil operates right here between the left and right ear. He has a field day in there. You gotta arrest those thoughts when you know they're wrong, and you have to recognize them as wrong and let God prove them for you. You're responsible for that. It's all on you, you know. But God will help you. God will help you. He'll help you. You ask the Lord for help. You ask Jesus for help. Say, Lord, You're my Savior. Only You can do this for me. I cannot do it. You know. You know, when I had my stronghold, I didn't want it. You know, I liked it. I wanted it. That's why I have it as a stronghold, because I have fun with it. You know, someday I'll tell you what it is. I'm just not ready to now. But it was I'll tell you later. It's not. It's a big deal. It's not a big deal. It wasn't smoking, drinking, but it's one of the big 5, I guess you call it. But it doesn't matter. Any stronghold. I mean, you can make a religion out of reading the Bible. You know. I can make a religion out of doing this channel, but I'm not gonna. This channel is for if it works out, it works out. If it don't, it don't. I don't really care. I just want to share some information with you all. Hold on, he's gonna feel crazy again. So, I'll find my pen. You got to realize the system for what it is, and realize that, you know, it's a buyer beware setup. You got to realize it for yourself. Nobody's going to help you but you. You know, the Lord can only guide you so far. The Lord will only guide you as far as you allow Him to guide you. You know, if you want to date the Lord, He'll date you. If you want to marry the Lord, He'll marry you. If you want to, you know, have a one-night stand with Him, He'll have a one-night stand with you. You know, but you ain't gonna like the results after that. You know. you just got to commit to him. You just got to realize that he's running the show. Okay, it's not a religion. It's a relationship. 100% relationship. And okay, we'll do that. All right. Am I gonna say? Am I gonna say that it's a cakewalk? Well, life without God was not a cakewalk. That was a freaking nightmare. Sorry for the word, but it was. I can't call it any other thing than what it is. You know, it was a nightmare. And now that I see it for what it is, and I see where I was where I was way off. You know, even in my first marriage, I was way off. I mean, and you know, my ex-wife and I have talked about it, and you know, we kind of both see where we both went wrong in it, you know. But you know, that brought us. I think we're becoming friends out of this whole thing, because you know we shared 16 years together. I mean, we got 2 daughters together, and I mean they're beautiful girls, both of them, and you know, so yeah, I hope we're becoming friends, because I don't want enemies, you know, and I never wanted that to be like that. This money system gets in the way. It gets in the way, and then you can't. You know, my job was to get the money in the house. Her job was to spend it, and we're both good at our jobs. That's all I can say. And it's not an insult to my wife that she spent the money. She was brought up that way. The system told her to spend. You got the little dollhouse, you got the little itty bitty furniture, you got the little people, and you got the little windows and the curtains, and all the pink you could ever want, right? And what do they do to the boys? They stick a gun in our hands and tell us we gotta go fight, or we're gonna drive a big truck. I'm driving a big truck today, right? I used to play with the Tonka trucks in my yard until we got old enough to find M80s. Then we used to blow the cabs off of them. Kind of fun. I guess a Tannerite blow the cab off of one of these. I'm just kidding. An old one, you know. But there's got to be a YouTube video on that by now. But yeah, I mean, you know, the system produces what it wants. So you have to untrain yourself. This society has to untrain itself. Not the Constitution, but kind of the whole system. Again, when you want to put a group of people together, eventually it's going to fall apart. We're human. We're going to eventually screw up. It's in the Bible. Again, my previous video or my future video, I don't know which ones I'm going to post first, second, and third. I've been making videos all day, just blah blah blah. Because I gotta talk to somebody. And if any of you want to listen to it, and if it makes any sense to you, you know, I hope so. But if not, sorry. It just happens to be what's in my twisted head. But I've witnessed this stuff through my whole life, and I'm kind of like, you know what? If it quacks, it's a damn duck. Don't call it a dog if it's quacking, okay? I don't care if your cat's barking in the window. It's still a cat. Oh, but my pet can do such and so. I don't care. You're missing the whole point. But I'm gonna let this video go as that, and just kind of ponder it. Ponder what the system is doing. And you know, understand it. Everybody needs a system of some kind. I'm not necessarily talking bad about the system. I think it's gonna fall apart and come together on its own, just because they're trying to force something that can't be forced. I mean, you cannot print money like that and it not come out as a cost somewhere. You know what I mean? Because the whole gamble, when Little House on the Prairie, when they could go buy, you know, a loaf of bread for a nickel, or I think it was a penny, 5 loaves of bread for a penny, and they were making money. You know, those are the good old days. But it's all relevant. It's all relevant. The money was harder to find. The problem we're having now is we haven't been getting the raises to match up with the increase of inflation. I mean, they're saying right now that if you're making $15 an hour, you should have been making that 10 years ago. So just use that number, 15. If a job says 15, it should be 25, you know, based on inflation. And now with this inflation last year, it's gonna have to be like 30 bucks an hour. But they're gonna give you the 15 finally, reluctantly, because they have no choice. We're about to revolt. They're finding, okay, they're finding the other end. Because if you raise taxes, what's the saying? If you raise taxes much over 10%, every king and queen found out. The people revolted. We do too. We flip out when it gets over 10%. We have a conniption. We start firing politicians and all that kind of stuff. And so what they're gonna find out makes sense. This is a brand new thought in my head. This just popped in here. This is a pretty good observation, I think. They're gonna find out how much inflation we're gonna tolerate based on our income. We're gonna find out in a minute, in a very short period of time. Something's gonna happen. Either the system's gonna crash, or we're gonna revolt against this inflation. One or the other. So that's a good observation right there on my part. It may go nowhere, but I mean, think about it. If taxes cap at about 10 to 15%, when we start flipping out, we start finding ways to offset it. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you might pay 50% taxes, but you ain't showing as much income anymore either. You know what I mean? So there's a game being played right there. That's when you start LLCing, you start being self-employed, you start going and making your own YouTube channel, and everything you do. Now I gotta write off this job because, you know, hey, it's part of my channel. So you know, this is how it works. This is the only time I have to do this. So this is the cost of the job, you know, cost of the business. Sorry, system, but you made it, not me. And I'm going to play this system all the way. So, yeah, we're about to find out where inflation has its cap, where it can't go any higher. And I think 2008 was that. 2014 was that. Because, I mean, look at lumber prices. They went up through the roof. Everybody stopped buying. Shut it off. Screw you. $50 for a $10 sheet of plywood. Then it came down to 25 or 20 or whatever. It's gonna fluctuate now based on activity. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. But go nomadic. I mean, you gotta stop feeding the pig. The pig is the system, you know. The pig is the system. I say that bank commercial, that pig running around. You got to feed the pig now. Starve the pig. Don't give that pig nothing. Okay, you're putting your money in that bank, and they're charging. They're giving you what? 8 cents on every $1,000 or some baloney like that, and then they're charging you fees. Nah, I'm all set with that system. But on that note, I gotta go. Love you all. And just kind of consider it, okay? Love yous. Bye.